So, I believe it was last year that Dragon Ball FighterZ came out on the PlayStation and Xbox, and it recently came out for the Nintendo Switch. Last year or the year before, I don't know, I'm losing track of the time. Anyways, we have a action figure incarnation of Android 21, which is a character that came from Dragon Ball FighterZ, the video game. So they're tackling, and by there I'm talking about Bandai Tamashii, of course, they're tackling another video game character. Last time we did that, it was Time Patroller, and it was the Trunks. So yeah, those didn't do too great, to be honest, and it was to be expected. It was two characters that were not canon. They were from a video game that wasn't all too popular. It was popular, but it wasn't no Budokai Tenkaichi. Now let's get it straight. But yeah, it wasn't too crazy. People weren't going crazy for it, obviously. So this might be another one of those, but hopefully it's not, because if figures like this do well, then we will get characters that we want that are not canon, you know, like Bojack or possibly Dragon Ball GT characters or what not. Stuff like that would be awesome, and we have to show them that we're willing to pay the money on the, I guess, non-canon characters. Anyways, here's the back of the box. As you can see, here's the side, and then here is the front side, so it all looks well. Don't forget to check out the links down below if you guys want to pre-order this figure. And here she is, so looking very nice. She doesn't have a tail right now. It looks a little weird, to be honest, but that's how she comes packed in, which is great. Because it comes in a standard size box. They didn't need to increase the size or anything like that. So her tail looks pretty standard. I don't know if this is a Frieza tail. If they just reuse that sculpt, it might, it might be. But who cares? It looks good. It works, so that's all that matters. So she comes packed in with quite the amount of accessories. This is a web exclusive too, so the price is a little higher if you do get the Japanese version. So keep that in mind. But it will get a US release, so no need to worry. It just won't be 40 bucks. I think it'll be like 50 or 60. But if you were a fan of this video game, this might be a great addition to your collection. But if you weren't and you don't care about the character, then this is probably an easy pass, to be honest, because why would you get it if you don't care about it? So she comes packed in with this face that she is looking to the side right here. So, and I quickly posed her up, like, I don't know, just try to do something. But she is very skinny. Her arms are very skinny, and she's very back heavy too, so you can kind of see how it's leaning back a little bit. That's because of the hair, of course, but the hair is beautiful. I like the sculpt there. The overall sculpt and look came out great. So based off of the character itself, for what it is an awesome figure, to be honest. It's a great figure. If you were a fan of this character from the game, you are going to be very happy with this, because it's the best figure of Android 21 that we've gotten ever, of course, obviously. So that is good to know. For those of you that were wondering that. Here's the face that she has in the box. She's looking to the side already. Her mouth is slightly open, got some teeth exposed. We get an alternate head where she's looking to the other side, but her mouth is closed. So you have the option to do that. And then also we get a open mouth where her eyes are looking straight forward, so that's great. And she's screaming. And last but not least, we get a fourth face, and her eyes aren't so evil. She's a little bit nicer here, maybe concealing her villainous ways from the good guys. But there are the faces. She comes packed in with these hands here. So we got a right hand that is posed like this, and a left hand that's posed like this. So very different. We have several hands that are different from each other. The only pairs that we have is actually just one pair, believe it or not. Or yeah, just one. We get this pair here, and this is exactly the same for both hands, of course, aside from the ring, but the pose of the fingers is the same. So nice little grabbing action there. Then we get one right hand that is pointing. Then we get one right hand that is open, so we do not get a left hand pointing or a left hand open like that. We get a left hand that's open like this though, but it's not exactly opened as wide like this, like she's doing a ki blast. And then we get a right hand that is posed very calmly, but it's only a right. And then only a left hand that is posed like this. So very unique here. And this is obviously for her accessory that we're going to take a look at right now. It's a donut. So she comes with a nice little donut, chocolate icing on it with a bite. So very cool. This can go with a Majin Buu. It can go with Beerus. You can have some fun with that. I did show you guys the tail right here. So there it is. And that's all of her accessories. So if she wasn't back heavy enough for you guys, now she's going to be even more heavy because of the tail. But she can still stand up. And you're going to have to lean it forward. Of course, that's what you got to do to, I guess, stand up figures that are back heavy. So you got to kind of give a lean to it, unfortunately. She does have heels on, but you can still stand her up, which is pretty good. They made the ankles nice and tight for that, so that's great on their part. For the articulation, we have the head that can swivel left and right. So the hair seems like it would get in the way, but honestly, it's okay. You know, there's some room. You can still turn the head. Looks good. Going up, it's not going to happen, of course. You know, it is what it is. Looks down, holds the pose, which is cool. And then we have the arms going forward and back, in and out. Give some good range there. We get a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow. Good range on the arms too, nice and skinny and flexible with the joints that they gave them. So we got a ball jointed hinge here, swivel at the wrist, diaphragm swivel forward and back. It would go back if, you know, the hair wasn't in the way, but it does go forward. We do get a waist swivel too, helps out going forward and back. This waist piece, or the top of her pants, it's a loose piece, so it'll rattle around. That might be annoying for some people. This is, of course, an all-new sculpt. She's gonna kick forward very nicely and back, in and out. She does a full split. We get a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. We get an ankle hinge forward and back. There's a pivot, there's a swivel, and there's a toe hinge on the foot. Don't forget that we do get a swivel at the tail and a hinge at the tail. Then we get a little swivel at the middle of the tail too. So it gives you some more options in the way you want to pose it. Of course, we have never gotten a bendy wired tail from Tamashii, so I wasn't really expecting that. Alright, now I know the backdrop's messing with the figure since it's all pink. Kind of blends in a little bit. It is what it is. But let's get some more pink. Why not? Might as well. We have a Super Buu. Super huge. You just don't realize how massive this guy is sometimes. But here he is next to Android 21. Just because, I mean, this has nothing to do with Majin Buu, but I've seen people already comparing the pinks next to Majin Buu. So here it is in case you guys were curious on the pinks. It's not the same. We have a nicer, lighter pink for Android 21, I guess. The Fat Buu over here, it's even bigger. And he stands that tall. And there's the pink. That one actually looks a little more similar in pink, but in person, they're not the same pink, and it's okay. That doesn't bother me. It's not Majin Buu. She's not Majin Buu. So why does it have to be the same pink? I don't care. But there it is in case you guys wanted to see. Alright, next here she is next to a regular size, or I guess not a regular size figure since Vegeta is a small dude, but he still stands a little taller than Android 21. Here we'll throw in a Mezco 112 Collective Joker. He's going to stand tall, of course, because he's 112. So I'll pan out a little bit for you guys there. So there's that. Alright, and then I'll throw in the Mezco 112 Collective Punk Joker. Of course, they do stand taller than Figuarts, so that's to be expected. Here's a Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson and an SH Figuarts Mark 85 Iron Man from Endgame. Here she is next to a Mayfix Amazing Spider-Man, and then we have an SH Figuarts Ash Ketchum. Alright, and lastly we have Super Saiyan God Goku SH Figuarts, and then we have a Marvel Legends Jubilee. So it's another nice addition to our female side of characters for Dragon Ball. Even though she's not entirely canon, it's still great to have. So I think you guys should go out and grab this one, at least pick it up and check it out to see it for yourself. She is great despite the back heaviness in the tail and the heels. You can still stand her up and pose her like crazy. So very cool if you ask me. I'm a Dragon Ball fan all around, and I love Dragon Ball FighterZ too. I think it's the best Dragon Ball game since the Budokai and Tenkaichi series. If you are one that hasn't even touched Dragon Ball FighterZ or don't even play the games at all, then it's understandable if you really don't care about this at all. I understand it. I get it. But you should seriously check out the game. I mean, you're missing out. It's one of the best fighting games, at least in my book. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not done so already, and as always, have a great day. Bye.